Then you take me out to dinner, things like
Yeah,
that, you know.
yeah.
Some handsies and a good old classic reach around.
And on
Oh
that
man.
note, welcome back to Dealing Seconds podcast. Guess what? We have someone that finally decided to show up. Well,
I'm
first off,
back.
I'm Chris.
I'm back.
And I'm Danny, and this
And
motherfucker.
I am John. Welcome
Oh
back.
yeah,
Holy
welcome back,
crap.
John. Hey, so John, in case you weren't paying attention to the last few podcasts, this asshole Chris here likes to randomly jumpstart the podcast in the middle of a pre-show
Oh yeah.
conversation.
Oh, it's
I-
fucking
I
hilarious.
noticed.
It's so
fucking
funny.
hilarious. It's fucking hilarious. That way we could, I can maybe somewhat do some editing and bring in the pre-conversation talk into this. It's
Yep,
I'm
yep.
trying. I'm trying. But John, welcome the fuck back, dude. We've had people asking about you.
It's been a minute.
It's been a minute. It's
Like for those who don't know, I am a dad of four, and I work a rotating schedule. So my free time is few and far between sometimes.
So basically, what he's saying, see him now, and he won't be back for like another 6 months.
Yeah,
Just
he doesn't
saying.
even play Call of Duty with me anymore, guys.
Well, hey,
I mean, and these guys don't even play Fortnite with me. So
yeah.
Well, we have self-respect. That's why.
My driver's license is faced this way instead of this way, so that's
I'll take that one. I'll take that
I'm
one.
just
Oh,
kidding.
that's
No,
good.
it's fine. It's fine. I like Fortnite. It's fine.
no, it's all good. To each his own.
Exactly. To each his own. Well, guys,
Yeah.
I think this week we have a little bit of some topics we want to talk about. One big one I thought was maybe, hey, what's making our community like really go after certain decks or not go after certain decks, or what's like really making the community jive? Like what decks are or companies I would say is making the community really talk. What do you guys think?
Did you
There's
say
a lot.
jive?
I did.
Okay.
With the hands. Yeah, it's been interesting. I don't know. Like, I guess I can't just say a month. Like 6 months, it's just been crazy with how everything has been turning out,
Yes.
and
Oh, yeah.
like announcements companies have been making and releases they've been doing. Releases while they still have pre-orders pending. It's been all over the place.
I think it's been a bit of an up and down roller coaster with the community. I think we've had I would say in the past like maybe like 7-8 months we've had a lot of a lull, like a dip in the community, like people who lost a bit of interest. Decks that used to sell for at auction for like hundreds of dollars are now down in like the double digits, the low double digits I should say. And I think that's like, I don't know if it's more of product fatigue or is it like people are realizing like this is just a hobby, it's not really something that we really want to like put all this money into, you know.
Well, I think one thing that's happened recently is we're kind of coming out of COVID a little bit. Whereas during that whole thing, everyone was, a lot of people stayed at home, didn't do vacations, all of that stuff. And I know personally myself, like money we didn't spend, I put a lot into cards because
Yeah.
there was just
Yeah.
more money available.
Oh yeah.
And I think, I don't like we're not out of it, but I think as a whole, it's, we're kind of on the downhill slope now. And I think that now that people are starting to get back to work more and going out and doing more things, I think they're spending a lot less on cards, and it's shown for
Yeah.
sure.
I think it's a combination of that, and then the the fear, the recession, the economy is kind of being weird.
Yep.
Yeah.
Inflation's up, but like not really. Like it's so confusing.
It's
So
it's
I
a
think
weird spot.
it is so weird because
Yeah.
like here in California, like the housing market is going down, but prices are not reflecting that. It is so bizarre. So I think people just don't know what the hell's going on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
As they're going on vacations, going to sporting
Yeah.
events,
Yep.
More
going
reluctance
to
to
movies,
spend.
and
Yep.
right. So, and then on top of that, I think maybe this is the part of a hobby where we have the people leaving it and the people coming in, and the people coming in aren't introduced to the Fontaines and the Orbits and
yeah,
Yeah.
and the Geos and like all those guys. I don't think they're introduced to that yet, so the market's kind of
Coming
reflecting
down.
that. I think it's a combination of a bunch of things.
yeah.
I think it really is. I also think it's a combination of people finding other hobbies as well. Like you were guys saying, like going back out to like either sporting events or meetups or things like that. They're able to do things, or maybe they find a different hobby that are they're like, hey, because I mean, after a while, people go from trading cards. Like me, I'm a prime example. I go from trading cards to playing Magic the Gathering, another trading card game. So for me, it's like I shift from one hobby to another, even though I still love playing cards and I always will collect. But it's more like I might go out of fad with one, then come back and go back. It's like I think it's like it weaves itself in and out. I think
Yes,
people with
ebbs
hobbies
and
go back and
flows.
forth. Yes, I really do think so. And I think that's what's showing right now in the community that decks are going down in price. I think, you know, I personally think that's getting oversaturated. There are certain companies that are oversaturating the market and doing too much. I think personally, and this is just me, I love all aspects of the card community, whether it be Magic, cardistry, sleight of hand, whatever it is. But I think one particular aspect of the community is getting oversaturated, and that's going to be, I think, the cardistry side. There are too many decks being pumped out for predominantly cardistry specific, people who are into that. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I've definitely seen just some random, and the tough part about that too is so with cardistry decks, right? You you don't see the crazy designs like King's Wild, how he hand draws a lot of stuff. You don't see the crazy foils and all that. But I guess one thing that turns me off to the cardistry side of decks, as far as I don't use them that much, so I collect more than anything. But the designs are just getting boring, very basic. It just feels like there's no afterthought to it other than what can we slap on the back of a card and put in a box.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
like you take a blank card and you just put like little stamps on it,
Yeah,
I mean,
like a
red.
bingo dabber.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Get a ton
Anyone
of
can do that.
yeah, anyone,
Yep.
and then anyone can charge you like $300 to pay for a deck.
Yep.
You know, um, no, but I
Well,
also
that's
think
that's the thing too, is they're putting, like this example we're speaking of, they're putting those decks out there that aren't crazy custom. They say they're for cardistry for the everyday deck guy, but they're charging astronomical
Yeah.
prices.
Yep.
And it's insane. It's insane to me.
yeah,
Yeah, because
know.
I mean, because you got your normal cardistry kind of decks,
12 to $15 a deck,
right?
custom
Here,
backgrounds.
yeah,
right?
Yep.
Like hell, Emily's new campaign's going on right now, like all that, and but yeah, then you get like people like anyone that puts out that crazy deck they put out today. This
Yeah.
is what day is this today? We're recording Tuesday,
Tuesday,
February
28th.
28th.
Yeah. Last day of the month.
It's yeah. I totally get what you're saying.
It's honestly, I think it's just way too much. And I think also people have gotten over the hype of, and I think OPC started this with the hype of the very simplistic, mirror image, plain back with two designs, top and bottom. Everybody, like, it was like writer back, but then just simplified to the point where you just have two things
Your
on the
casino
back.
style.
Yeah, casino style.
Yeah.
But with a plain back, and I think there were so many people doing that, and it got overplayed. And I think people are realizing, wait, this is just it's getting way too much. It's getting too out of hand.
And there's
And
nothing
that's why I think-
wrong
That's
with
why
that layout.
No, there's
right?
nothing wrong with it, but I think it's just when it's
They're just getting very
overdone.
basic.
Yeah, when it gets overdone, people don't want, like, for example, like if you guys have the same meal every single day, you're gonna get freaking tired of it. Unless you change it up a little bit. You can have the same base meal, but add a different spice or a different flavor, whatever. You change it
Yeah.
up, it makes it fresh for you. But doing that same layout is basically trying to beat a dead horse. Like, how many times can we go to the well so many times and
Yeah.
do this? It's like it's too much.
Unless you're this.
Well, that's a writer back, and that's also Richard Turner. That's a different story.
I mean, you could do something like this though, and that's totally fine.
yeah,
Yeah. I got to disagree on that one, man. But
I know.
hey,
I'm fishing
each his
here.
own. Each his own. It's
Hey,
Yeah.
let me just say something about the first bicycle edition, okay? Handle one of them.
I need to buy more, unfortunately.
Okay.
So I only bought
People-
one of each.
Yes, it is underwhelming. We've already talked about it before.
yeah.
Handle one of these.
They are a
Are they as
writer back,
smooth-
so you
uh,
can't go wrong.
Now, are they as good as the Richard Turners?
They are different. I think.
Okay. Okay.
Is anything as good as a Richard Turner?
No.
No.
But it's probably I would put Richard Turner, and then I would put these. As far as
only-
writer backs go.
And don't get me wrong. So let me clarify. So I like Chris Ramsey, right? He like everyone else. He's one of the main reasons I got into cards. He seems like a super cool guy.
Yep.
Everything he does is great. His channel's great. I like his decks. It's
But
the hype and the cost of what those two decks were for what they are.
oh
Mhm.
no, hundred
Is the
percent.
only thing that bugs me. I love the first design. I love all that. It was the price point, and it just seemed like it was kind of underdone. But it's still a rider back, and it's still a Ramsey deck. You can't go wrong.
Yeah, I mean, there are certain people in this community that won't put out a deck all the time. Like for example, Ramsey. Ramsey put out his first decks, the four of them first. And how long? It's been what, maybe a year and a half since he put out the last one.
Yeah,
About
he
a year.
definitely isn't. He definitely
He's
isn't
not.
flooding the market.
Same thing with
Yeah,
Orbit.
and
Same
I
thing.
and I see, and that's why I love First and I love Orbit, because they don't need to saturate the market. They know what to print. They know what they can sell.
Yeah,
Yep.
You
but
know,
the difference is also, in my opinion, is the fact that they print enough that they know everybody can get it. It's more accessible for
Exactly.
people versus paying $200 something for one deck that you're like,
Right. See, one thing
know.
cool on that topic of they know what they can produce and everything. I think Wadey is right at that point where he's getting big enough and good enough with his stuff where I don't think very soon I don't think he's gonna have to, like right now. And I've talked to Wadey a lot, behind the scenes and everything, and he does it just for the love of playing cards, right? He
Yeah.
Oh
loves
yeah.
designing, he loves doing it. But I think he's getting to that point now too, where if he wanted to take a step back and slow down, he could do it as
Oh
well.
yeah, 100%. He could definitely do that. And guess what? If he decided to just say, "Hey, I'm only going to put out 3 decks a year, maybe two, let's just say on Kickstarter, not even self fund, but two on Kickstarter," I think,
Mhm.
and be still active. He's extremely active
Oh yeah.
in the community. Everybody's going to love it. Ramsey, yes, he's active in the community. He has first dot shop that he does, the YouTube, so he's always doing that. I think what I think is going to happen, and this is just me thinking of it, thinking of the younger crowd, for example, the young ones that are coming into this community. They're more about, they want constant interaction, they want constant visuals, they want this whole quick give me, give me, give me. I think those creators that are lacking in that area will see a downfall, and we'll see a pushback of like, hey, my decks were selling for $30 a deck. I can't even sell these for 15. Why? Because you're not being interactive in the community.
But and I think Chris Ramsey is the exception, because we've already seen him shift and kind of go with where trends are, right? Because
Yeah.
he
But
was
he's
Magic
honest
teaching
with-
and all that stuff.
but he's
Then he's like,
honest with
"Ooh,
it.
you know what? I love puzzles, and people seem to like these." So like he's
he-
constantly.
Well, I think
No,
one
but
thing
he's
he's got
no,
going
but he's still,
for him.
but he's still active in the community.
Oh, yeah.
Like he's
Right.
still active on YouTube in the community. He's still pushing stuff out.
That's why
Like
I think he's been
his last-
successful with
And that's
the
why I think-
fluctuations
but
because
the-
he has his YouTube. And
But I
he's
think that's
active.
why. But I think also him taking a step back from cards before he came out with the first bike collab. That's why we saw that dip in his first decks. Because remember, the first V1, they were on eBay and auctions for what, like almost $150,
Yeah.
maybe $200. Recently, I think I saw one a couple months ago for like 60, maybe 50. There was a dip, but I think now the fact that he's coming back, he's slowly coming back into that card Magic scene. He's starting to get that. I think you're going to see a rise in that again, because he realized, hey, people still like what I do with cards. If I could slowly come back, there's going to be an uptick in his stuff.
But I think the
other
Rider Back collab too is
exactly
huge for him coming up.
It's
Yeah.
huge.
Yeah.
I think that
And-
Rider Back collab is huge, and I think that just shows, and it cements his relationship with USPCC, and I think that's going to be an ongoing thing with USPCC. He's like, I can self fund these, and excuse me, they're always going to sell. So I think the young generation will see that, but the difference is also Chris Ramsey has a back, especially on his YouTube, he has that backlog of all those videos that he's done
Yeah,
in the
he does.
past. So that way, the young people that are coming into the community right now, they can catch Chris Ramsey, like probably you and I, everyone here has done. You go on his YouTube and you start
Oh, you
going
go
down that
back to
rabbit
day
hole.
one.
You go back down that rabbit hole. You can watch all his videos, and he
Yep.
has years and years
When
of
he's in that
content.
tiny
where-
office and he was super awkward.
exactly.
Yeah.
with less tats and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But then you have people like, unfortunately, I'm going to say this, but you have people like Third Way or Lorenzo that don't really post as much, but they don't have that catalog of content as much as Ramsey does, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So I think that's why I think that's also reasons why the community's on a lull, because these hype creators that a lot of the community members put on a pedestal, they're not posting as much. So then these younger kids are like, wait, why are you talking about them?
It's like they're pushing designers, and designers is normally, from what I've witnessed and seen, don't like the spotlight.
Right.
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
They're
why
designers
more
for a
background.
reason.
Yeah, their background.
You
But
know,
the thing is, like those designers, they go under the radar. But you need to figure out a
you
way.
need
Either
something.
Either if you're not good at social media, or if you're not good at creating content, maybe have a friend of yours that you know is good at it help you push that out.
Which
So
is
that
why
way,
I think I kind of liked the way Orbit would do it. Use them as an example where Dan Stein is the designer with Chris Brown, right? Okay, Chris Brown's one hell of a filmer and editor. He's phenomenal. Well, but he gathered a team that can do cardistry
Yes.
and film as well. So like he's surrounded. So he's not trying to do it all himself, right?
exactly.
But yeah,
I
I like that. You get yourself a team if you want to grow your brand and keep relevant.
Yeah.
Going.
I mean, there are hype brands that did it properly and have been very successful. I'm going to say Fontaine is one of them. That Zach started off doing it by himself, and then he realized, hey, people like my content, they like my cards. I need to surround myself with people that I can actually now grow this business, because this is now a business. And you know what? We can talk all the shit we want to talk about Fontaines, but he created a business that is successful, not just like not just like doing well, being very successful at it, which is
And he
hard
does
to
have he does have a store in LA.
Exactly.
I mean,
So
I know
it's like-
you know that ain't cheap,
no, and so it's like
and it's not open all the time.
no, and he pays rent there, so it's like
Yeah.
you know what? He must be doing something correctly. He must be doing something successful for that to happen. So you know what? I say good on him for it. I might not like all his stuff personally, but you can't knock a guy for his hustle and how he worked it the best he can. Like hell, I wish I could do that. You know?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just a freaking fluffy guy talking about freaking playing cards on a podcast with two other older dudes who have beards and are ugly as shit.
I think one thing that's
That just went right over John's head.
Yeah.
no, I heard it. I'm sorry. I've got dogs barking and kids, and I'm on a thought here. I think one thing that's kind of messing with the card market too right now, and it's weird because it puts a lot of designers kind of in a weird spot at times, is calling your deck rare.
Yeah.
Right. So what
You know
that
who-
opens up
you know,
is
we need you know who we need for this talk. I think both of you know who we should bring on
Yes,
for this talk
yes.
one day.
Who's that?
I don't know. Maybe another tall gentleman in the community. He likes to talk about Congress decks a lot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like the Congress guy. I think we should have him on. Kevin, I'm gonna get you on. We are.
yeah.
Doesn't mean. Yeah. Go ahead, John.
It's
roll with it.
yeah. So I think it's everyone who knows or who's talked cards with me knows. I'm a tuck slut, and I'm more of the collect side and the cut side than anything else. So I look for, at times I look for flashy, or I look for unique or rare, right? Because that's resale, just for the collection, all aspects of it. But what's happening is the term rare is being thrown around pretty loose, with really no guidelines or value attached to it anymore. I don't know if that's the right way to say it, but I feel like we beat this horse every time we talk about this, but Fontaine comes to mind, right? So we all know the print limit for USPCC. We all know how many of a rare deck are released by Fontaine.
Yeah.
It's not rare, right? If it's
But the thing is this now, John. Here's the question now. Here's the thing. That being said, the young people in this community don't know that. They don't understand that USPCC has a print, like minimum print run that you can print with them. So these younger people are thinking, oh my God, he's saying there's only 200 of these decks. They're taking them as face value, not knowing the back end stuff. So you know what? He's able to work that angle and make money.
Well, he
off
labels
of it.
them rare, ultra rare. So he's I mean, why don't I just start selling these Kickstarter decks that are rare? Only one of it's rare. There's only 100 of them.
Well, that's brings up another topic of the price and everything. Is everyone knows I'm a Mr. Cup fan. Okay,
Oh, 100%.
so this is one of my Mr. Cup prototypes. Okay, there's only 3 of them in existence, and it still cost me less than $100.
Yeah.
So I guess
and it's from a creator that probably not a lot of people know about.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I think you gotta. I think what people need to realize is when you say rare to somebody who's been in the playing card community for a while, they think you mean the Congress decks, the ones from the
Yes.
early 1900s and like
Yes.
the old shit, right? Modern day rare would be like if I say name me a modern day rare deck that's actually rare. What are some decks that come to mind from the modern era?
I mean, you can say this, but it's not really true. If an Octopus Kapam, the V1 deck.
V1.
The V1.
That's the
V2.
first one. That's the second one that comes to my mind. Is Octopus Kapam V1.
Orbit
there's
V1.
not. See, there's not many. I don't classify many decks as rare. I can classify
about
some
that?
as limited.
Right. So like Theory 11 Centurion, those are rare.
Yeah.
They are. They are.
Okay, so like there's very few. Now
Yeah.
now you brought up a good thing, like limited. Like here, I've got this sitting right here next to me. The Orbit Carter Stricon V1. This is not rare
No.
because you can find it any day.
Yeah.
It's not cheap,
No.
but it's not rare. But it's very limited, right? So I would consider this a limited deck. Their V1, their original V1, would I consider that rare? It's teetering, I think, for me on the limited to the rare. Because you can still find it almost any
Yeah.
day. And same
So I
with
think-
the V2, you
Yeah.
know? But yeah, I would consider these the true limited, like these things, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
I would even, I'd almost put some of the Fontaines in limited, even though he self makes them rare. But I wouldn't
Yeah.
call them rare.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say. I mean, also, I think the fact that you also prefaced it by saying modern day,
Yeah.
which is a great way of saying, because like you said, people think
Modern day
they-
rare.
Yeah, modern day rare. Perfect example. I
Like
personally-
I'd even put the original studs maybe in that modern day rare.
yeah, because there's still modern day.
you can
now,
find 'em.
Now, would you consider Jerry Casino originals? Are those rare or limited or modern day rare? Like, for
Just because
example-
those have such a weird story behind of
Because-
why they're so rare and popular, like I would almost just call them rare just because of the
Yeah.
mystique behind them.
Yeah,
And it can be it can be
I
a
mean, they
case
just
by
sold.
case.
They just
Yeah.
sold on. I mean, Henry had a red and blue on auction.
For $1,000.
Sold
Yeah.
for $1,000.
And those
So, like,
went up, I think only like 2 years ago, a couple years ago when he put one up, I think they only hit 6 or 7.
Dude, blew my mind.
So those are going. See,
That's the same.
That's
That's
a rare
the
deck.
market. That's the market
Yeah,
showing.
and I
what
think
it's
it
going
I
depends
want
on-
one of those in my collection someday. Someday.
Yeah, same. Like I would love
Like a
like
mortgage
the,
Just because it's a cool story. Like
yeah,
it's
the
such a
couple
unique
things.
story.
The couple things that I want, like the couple decks that I would love to have in my collection. One, I do have the original Blue Seal Riderbacks, the red and blue, the set. I have that, which I'm very happy to have.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to get a red and blue Jerry's.
Yep.
Jerry's as well, just because I think that would be great to have. Personally,
Yeah.
I think the only other, I mean, I have the If an Octopus Kapam V2, but honestly, other than that, I don't think there anything else I would want in my collection.
I would really want an Octopus Kapam V1 with the book.
Yeah.
yeah, if you could find one for a good price.
Like
So
that's
here's a good example.
yeah.
These are rare because you cannot find a set.
Aren't those Fultons?
Yeah, right. Still sealed Ohio Blues.
Yeah.
That's a rare deck.
So rare you can't even
find
sell them.
Right. And yeah,
Yeah.
there's no way to price them. And
Yeah, because
you
there's
can't,
nothing to compare them to.
you
really.
can't find them. That's rare.
Woo.
Not limited.
Yeah. So I think the fact that the market's trying to figure out, the community is setting the price of the market on what they're really going after. I think people are finally realizing, wait, let's get some like really rare stuff. Let's start going for those versus like modern day rares. Like for example, we say Henry. all
Don't
the
you love
time.
that term, by the way? Modern day rare. Don't you
think
like that?
I think that's a freaking amazing term. I've heard.
Trademarked. No,
Yeah,
just
we
kidding.
should. We should. No, but I think even if you look at auctions, like for example, we always say Henry. But even if you look at Henry's auctions, the items that are selling for higher amounts are usually the more rarer decks, whether it be the Jerry's, what was the other one that sold for a lot?
I'm gonna pull up
recently?
his site right now. While you were talking.
Yeah, but he always has like King's Wild on there on auctions, and they sell, but they're gonna sell for like 40, $50 a deck. You know, he'll have Third Way, he'll have Lorenzo. They're gonna sell, but they're
So
not gonna
just
sell.
like recently, like, you know, your hold on. Did that one not sell? Interesting. Okay. Yeah, so here's your Jerry's Nuggets. Yeah, those sold for 1,000. That's fucking insane, guys.
That's
I'm just
crazy.
kind of going through King Wild, a lot of King's Wild lately.
Yeah, I
So
think
here you go, a Gold Monarch from Theory 11, 125. I feel like it's been like that. It's held that value for quite a while. Hasn't really
Right.
gone up or down. I remember I sold mine for 120 when I had
Yeah.
one.
but it shows
But
like
a
what
lot of
people are
King's
looking
Wild,
for.
but King's Wild, those
Wild's interesting.
those will always sell.
King's Wild, I think, will forever be. There's some diehards like Chris Kramer, who's good friends with Jackson, but I think King's Wild will forever be the entry into card collecting for a lot of people until they realize, oh my god, I've bought an ungodly amount of King's Wild decks.
But also, you know what? You know that also attributes to is the fact that he has a team around him that is constantly on social media, constantly putting stuff out there. He's
Yeah,
not
his
sta-
marketing team is
his marketing team is on
crazy.
point. He's not staying quiet. And I think that's another reason, like I've said, the community goes for people, I think, especially the younger crowd, they go for people who are more active, who are more accessible.
Dude, okay, look, I don't collect King's Wild really anymore, just because I couldn't keep up. I love getting those weekly Wednesday emails from him and watching
Oh,
his weekly Wednesday updates. Like those are that's so Jackson. If you know Jackson at all,
Yeah.
like he's
they're
so
hilarious.
fun. He is very polarizing. Like you just want to watch when he's on screen. You just want to watch him. And I love getting those emails. I love them.
Yeah, I don't even buy Jackson. I mean, no, I signed up because I actually got the, what was it? The Bulldog deck he did. The 24 hour
stiff
deck.
upper lip.
Stiff upper lip. I got that, so I signed up for the email, so I get those emails. I'm like, they're funny. They're actually produced really well. They're funny, and I'm like, okay,
I mean,
I'll watch this.
I'm scrolling through SoCal's auctions. And they're easily for every one deck, there's 3 King's Wild.
Yeah.
Well,
so-
I've sold some of my King's Wild to Henry before, and I recently reached out to him, and it seems like every time I go, hey, I've got these for sale. I've seen if you're interested. We can make a
because he says
bundle
no.
deal on them. And yeah, 95% of the time, his response is, "Man, I'm sitting on so many King's Wild decks."
Well, he was a big collector too,
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's been a couple of decks that I've seen that have cracked 100, but like a lot of decks are hanging around at 50 to 80. Whether it's Fontaine,
Yeah.
random one-offs like this Gilded Noodles deck from Bow. But
How
like
much that-
here's one,
How much did that one go for?
35.
Yeah, which is interesting.
But here you go. Like he auctioned off a V1 V2 Octopus Kapam deck duo, 550.
Yeah. So
And you
there's-
know that's all the V1.
Oh, 100%. All
Yeah.
that's for the V1. No, but like I said,
Yeah.
I think that's more of what the community is now
I
realizing.
mean, hell, even the 52 plus Joker from 2021 only went for 72.
yeah, I think the community is finally trying to.
Here's
It's evening out.
here's what I would call a very modern, rare, limited kind of deck. The Meadowlark V1,
Yes,
the set. That set went for $200 just for 3 decks.
but also
Wow.
that's a. I mean, good on him. First off, those decks are amazing. They're beautiful.
Yeah,
The
they are.
artwork is perfect on those. I still have. I mean, the new one. I have not opened it. It's still completely
Oh,
sealed.
dude, it's amazing.
Even the one with the book, I have that completely sealed. I have not touched it. It's not even out of the cello.
Yeah.
It's
So
staying sealed. But I think that's a good, example of people looking for certain things. They're not gonna overproduce it. Like, how many decks has Meadowlark put out now? They did the V1,
the V1, the
this,
Dest.
and then this.
Yeah.
So 3 decks. But
Yeah.
they are what people are looking for. You're not oversaturating the market with your decks.
Yeah, and I think what's rare and limited also, granted, some of them will always stay rare because of the numbers that there are limited because
Yeah,
of
right.
numbers. But I think that also is going to fluctuate with where the market is, what the trends are.
Yeah.
Will make decks rare or not, depending
sure.
on where the market and community
sure.
is at some point in time.
And now the bigger question I have to you guys: where do you see the market and the community going? What trends do you guys see right now?
Hollow.
Especially,
Holy
especially,
balls.
especially Danny being the creator of the group,
Well, let's
having
see.
3 successful Kickstarters.
Last year or two, it was definitely gilding. Now gilding, I feel, is just like a standard thing now.
Mhm.
Like I don't think it's special anymore, but it's almost required for, I'd say, 70% of Kickstarter campaigns, right?
Yeah,
It's
you
like
need it's like you need to like for some odd reason you need a gilded deck.
unless you're like a, not that they do Kickstarters, but like unless like Orbit, if they ever did a gilded deck, I'd be fucking flabbergasted. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
like,
same with, like,
so that's
Brady.
just kind of like a normal thing, Hollow's been really popular last year or so.
I think
It still
Hollow-
seems to be carrying.
It does, but
pretty
now,
good.
now people are starting to play with different printing techniques and
Yes.
uses for the Hollow instead of just a blank Hollow back. So
Yeah.
I think we're just going to see more companies like Legends really experimenting with the Hollow printing process.
You know what card or what deck comes to mind when we're talking about hollows? And I can't remember if it's not hollow. If I remember right, I think it's foil. But Emily's Nebula teaser that she's been doing.
it's Hollow.
Yes,
Sweet
with
Lord,
the Hanson Chen, I believe is who she's
God,
printing
that
with.
looks so good. That's
Yeah.
it's nice to see like that. Variety,
Hanson
right?
Chen's and I don't think he's
He doesn't get enough credit. but
No.
his
The-
cards stink though.
but they handle so
They-
well. So okay, I've been
You know what? Hold on. One of my favorite decks. I'm sorry to cut you off. One of my favorite decks.
you're not.
Yeah, no, I'm not sorry. I don't.
didn't mean to cut you off.
I might have to cut this. I don't want to get demonetized. Because we.
Don't worry, I don't think you will.
I'm not in tune. It ain't gonna pick that shit up.
Oh God no! God no! No, we were saying Hansen Chen. One of my favorite decks from Hansen Chen that I got. Actually, this is actually the only Hansen Chen deck I got. Is the Ape Card Co. by
Yeah.
Ash Marlowe. So he printed these with Hansen Chen. And I remember getting these a year and a half ago, and till this day they still handle amazingly. I'm actually shocked how good these handle. I mean, these things still fan beautiful.
Yeah, it's interesting.
You don't have
Oh right, those are
Ro-
Hansen Chen. You know what?
Rosen-
I don't because with
Those are Hanson Chen.
Yeah,
no for sure. No, but the fact that like with Black Roses, I don't immediately go to Hansen Chen for Black Roses because I'm so used to him printing with USPCC. So I'm just like,
Well, and what I was gonna say before you cut me off.
I'll cut you off again.
Okay, the other
Ass
Hanson
wipe.
Chen deck. Okay, so I keep cards in my car. I keep like 7 or 8 decks in there. Okay, and that to me, with all the weather changes, is a great test of how good really is a deck, right?
Oh, for sure.
I can tell you the Hanson Chen reprint of the Black Roses V1. I've had it in there for a year. It fucking handles like a dream still. Doesn't get the click. I've never had it give the click on me. Every other deck gets the click at one point.
It's like
The second deck
STU
that was
cards.
that's handled the best was the Orbit V7 Parallel. That was been in my car since the day it released at Orbit Jam, and it handles like a dream still. And that's when I play. I play with cards in traffic.
If I left cards in my truck, they would be frozen solid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have a car, so
But yeah, so Hanson Chen, cold foil and stuff. So I think Hollow's gonna get experimented on more.
okay.
Yeah, I'm wondering what's going to be next after the hollow phase kind of goes out, because
That's my thought. Like,
what
do you-
more can you do, right? You've got gilding.
We're gonna
you've
get
got
back
UV,
to
you've got
basics.
hollow.
Back to basics is coming within the next 3 to 4 years.
I hope so. I mean, do you think with back to basics, do you think people are going to get more into the, I would say like the sleight of hand style instead of cardistry? Maybe go back to like the traditional like rider back look or something like that to actually practice a skill such as sleight of hand and not cardistry.
Maybe. I don't know that part of the community. I have no idea.
Yeah, well, it's
I have no idea
interesting.
where
I
this
feel like
community is
that part of the community
as
is
far as
always
Magic and
kind of
cardistry.
held. I haven't really seen like a fluctuation in that part of the community. I
Yeah,
feel
because
like
if you
I've
say like
always seen it.
if you cardistry is more popular than Magic, well, go watch Chris Ramsey's last video from a few weeks ago when he was at that convention.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he did
Magic
win.
ain't going anywhere.
No, it's
No,
not. No, I think it's going to be Magic and cardistry. I think go hand in hand.
No
You know, I try-
pun intended.
See.
Okay.
But I do see more people starting to get into, instead of cardistry, more going into the Magic side. I think I've seen, especially the younger crowd, they're going into the magic side of cards and being able to handle and do sleight of hand and do tricks versus doing, fancy quick moves. Which, granted, cardistry is beautiful, and I think that's a skill in of itself. But sometimes the moves are so fast you can't appreciate how skillful the person is and how much dexterity they have in their hands.
Or
'Cause
they
it-
can just end up combining the two.
Exactly. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people. I think that's what's going to happen. That's why I said when they go
You
hand
don't
in
see
hand.
that enough.
No, you don't. I think that's what's probably going to happen soon, where more this younger crowd who's into maybe cardistry and magic, maybe they're going to start combining the two.
It's going to be the younger crowd that's been in the cardistry. Their hands are going to start hurting, so they're going to just transition to magic. That's a little easier on the hands.
Then they'll transition to collecting because they don't want to do that anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you're going to be as old as Dan and have arthritis, and you can't do anything anymore.
Hey, I can do that triangle cut that
Yeah.
Nate Tech taught last week on X Decks. It's really slow and shaky, but I can do it. Speaking of that, deck check. We didn't do one last week with Randy around.
I've been using multiple decks right now.
Well, you need to just fucking pick one.
Fuck you.
While he's picking, I'll pick one.
All right, I will pick. I haven't done this one. I'll do the Ash Marlowe.
Look, he just cut you off because I'm going to
Yep.
do it while he figures. And Chris is like, I'm going to fucking
Fucking
interrupt
No,
you
it's
again.
okay. It's okay. No, it's okay. That deck is Tone actually cut that deck. He did an excellent job on it, by the way.
Yeah, he did.
Sorry, I know we're doing deck checks, but talking about Hansen Shen, if I remember right, he said that was one of the best, easiest cutting decks he's done. So something about that stock.
I mean, it
cuts
feels
really
good. It feels good
So-
Okay.
Anyway, side note. What about you, Danny? What you got?
Oh, I am using Royal Regime
Nice.
from Darren Lee
though.
Gilded.
Ooh.
with one of the best tuck
clumpy,
case-
not clumpy.
one of the best tuck cases I have ever seen.
Yeah, that looks sweet. So that's
It's not
metal,
going to
right?
focus because John's here.
Wow.
Yeah. Is that a? By the way, is that a metal back or is that like?
Yeah, is it metal or metallic or tin or what is it?
I would call it kind of like a thin metal tin thing. His buddy, I
Looks
think
pretty- looks pretty
Lewis
damn good.
in Vegas designed it, and that man can fucking design fucking
Yeah,
shit.
that's a
So
cool
and then
tuck.
you got Darren and his wife's signature on the back, and it's numbered. And dude, I know where you get some gilded. These are fucking fantastic.
I always like when
Look at that.
And they
designers-
handle really well.
Look at that.
I always
These
like
are
when
car-
designers
these are-
have the hole punch.
Yeah, these
Like-
are and he does.
Yeah, so you can actually see.
Yeah. Cardamundi printed.
Ooh.
Not on the slim. Just
Ooh, good P9 finish.
Oh yeah.
I can't. I
That's
struggle with shuffling in the hands.
Hey, you know what? For a gilded deck, though,
That does handle really well.
it's hard to find a good gilded deck. So that being said,
Butterflies are the
I haven't
best
picked up.
gilded deck ever made.
Like I said earlier, I haven't picked up a deck of cards other than to cut in a couple weeks. But
He held something
These
else in
were-
his hands.
Jesus,
That's
these were
what she
these
said.
were on my desk that I was looking at the gilding a while ago. I've got the flower, but it's the hollow gilded. And believe it or not, so these are USPCC, and they fresh out the box handle quite nice.
Not
That
bad.
gilding looks really really good, and I'm not a master of fans, but
Not a master
Yeah.
fanner.
a master fanner. I like them though. Well, no, we're not going to show that on camera. They're a little stiff still. They're not broke in, but
I mean, you want to be a little stiff, John. You know that.
well, you know,
If
It
you have
happens
problems,
once in a while.
but if it happens, the fact that you can't.
one in
get-
5 men. 1 in 5. Just kidding.
They
No,
have
There's
they're,
only three of us here, so we're good.
We're
It's got to be those other two.
This he made a lot of versions of this. Like, so there's a standard, there's a blue gilding, hollow gilding. I think there's a silver gilding as well. But they all handle great. So yeah, I always like these ones.
Nice.
So
Dope.
anyway, dope.
Dope.
So I think one thing before I don't know how long we're going with this, but one thing we need to bring up, side note here is not dive into too much, but Danny's got an upcoming campaign here.
It's so funny what I was just about to fan and just show the camera.
We should at least touch on it and bring it to light and say, hey, keep an eye out. for
Well,
senior year.
Yeah,
Here, let's
and the
hold that there
Concord.
with the Oakland A's watch there.
Oh gosh.
I'm ready for my 100 loss season. Let's go.
Yeah.
They might surprise you and actually have like a
99
loss.
loss
Yeah,
season.
Exactly.
Hey, there's something about like you lost 100 games, man. You guys suck. But if you lose 99, you're just okay. You had a bad year.
You're not triple digits. You're not
Yeah.
triple digits.
So yeah, senior year coming up.
Can't wait.
Boom. And where's college? There you go. So yeah,
Yeah.
we'll have Concord High to fill out the 3 trifecta of the big high schools in my area.
Love it.
Went to this one in the middle, and we both in my school hated both of these schools. So there you go.
So you
Nice.
decided to make them as a.
Well, my wife went to this one, and my middle child's going to go to this one next year. So,
Oh,
I like
sorry.
it.
well, that's by choice.
Okay.
Keep their friend circle.
She's like,
yeah.
who's dad's
You-
biggest
no, you gotta
rival?
have that.
We're going there.
You gotta have
Actually, our biggest rival was this one.
Oh, okay.
But they had the best swimming pool. I swam so good in that swimming pool when I used to be a swimmer.
My school
And
did
then you had kids.
No, then I discovered food.
that. I can swim about
Let's-
as good as a rock floats.
I am. Believe it or not.
Some go like this.
No, for my
Why?
size. First off, I'm very buoyant. Being a fat guy, I am buoyant. But 2, I actually love to swim. I love swimming. Ooh,
Yep,
yes.
that looks good.
Yes.
Good stuff. Coming up.
That's coming soon, hopefully.
Yep.
By
too
the way,
soon. Too
guess-
soon.
By the way, guess what I found out today? I don't know if you guys saw it. So, CardCon
It's coming to New York.
is coming to New York.
Yes. I
Welcome
saw
to
that.
New York.
I was-
wish
La,
I
la,
could
la.
afford
And the
to go
funny
to
thing
New
is,
York.
the funny
I
thing
know.
is, the person who told me this was actually Rodney
Really?
In
Yeah.
Canada.
in Canada, because I don't follow CardCon on Instagram or anything like that. And he's like, "Hey, check this out." I'm like, "Oh shit, it's coming to New York." So I'm like, I get to go to CardCon this year.
That is awesome.
Yeah, I don't
Dude,
know.
that's what we call dope.
Yeah,
I
I
am-
might have to wire you some cashola so you can pick me up some goodies.
Oh, I will. You know me. I will. I saw. Yeah. So guys, if you come into CardCon in New York this year, let me know. We
That's
can hit
awesome.
up. You know.
When is it?
Jealous.
What's the date?
Doesn't. No, November 4th.
Oh, okay, so it's end of the year.
What
Yeah.
a terrible time to have it.
Cold.
Especially. You
Oh,
know
it's New
what?
York, though.
Well, you
Rain.
know what? You know what? Weather now has been changing in New York, so November can still be decent, like sweater weather. Like you can get away with just rocking a hoodie. Oh, that would look sick, gilded. Yes.
It will. Sorry, I'm just borrowing the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, guys, if you guys are coming to CardCon, let me know.
Yeah.
Hit us up. I don't know if these guys are going to show up. You know, if Dan ever decides to come to the East Coast, I already told him we're going to go hit up a couple baseball games. If John ever,
I'm trying to win the lottery.
I
man.
would go. That's a long trip. Well, it's a long trip for both Danny and I. We're coming from the
Yeah.
other side.
Fuck,
it's only a 6-hour flight.
only.
You drive 6 hours in a car in one day, and he's like, "Oh, that's fine. I'm driving
It's-
6 hours."
it's
But on the
everything
Well,
plane,
it's different in a
involved.
car. I'm not
Hell.
sitting next to some douchebag that I can't get
That's
away
why I fly
from.
first class, man.
you have at least with this, you have a TV. You can watch your shows or a couple movies.
I'm more of a get in a car and blast the music kind of guy.
You could blast
Blast
music in
on
your
an
ears.
airplane.
Exactly.
Your neighbor might not like it, but who gives a shit?
That I think that is now a staple that you need to have on a plane.
Oh man.
Did anybody see the irony that I used Lakers colors for something that was flying that crashed?
Okay, so that was just me.
Anyway, wow.
How do you make a helicopter swim?
Oh man. Come on now. Come on now.
Come on, gotta have a little dark humor.
Got
Yeah.
to. God. Jeez. But John, if you ever come to New York, you gotta let me know. If you ever come to New York.
I want to
Wouldn't that be hilarious if you went to New York and you didn't tell Chris and you told him after?
just show up.
Like, hey, dude, I was in New York. When? Oh, I'm on the airplane leaving right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like, what the I seriously am gonna be like, what the effing fuck? You know? Yeah, if whoever comes to New York, if you guys need suggestions of what to do, where to go, let me know. I can tell you tons of places to go see that are not touristy. Not touristy.
Make Chris take you out for food.
Oh God no. God no. I'm not
You guys
paying
don't
for
have good food?
Oh, we do, but I'm not paying for food for people. You pay for your own shit.
Yeah. Chris doesn't want to get screwed over.
You just have a plethora of random objects on your desk.
It's okay.
I was replacing the battery in my key fob the other day, and it just stayed here.
Okay.
Yeah. See what else I have on my desk. Let's play what's on Danny's desk. I have a knee brace thingy, copper fit. Because if it's good enough for Brett Favre, it's good enough for me. An empty can of soda. This
I think
awesome hand lotion.
So I think on that note, guys.
Okay. Oh wait, no, we're not done. My Disneyland ticket is right here.
Oh,
Okay.
man.
All right. I got a bunch of cards, obviously, right? I have a remote to a fan that I don't even have anymore.
And yeah,
A ruler, which doubles as a back scratcher.
Jeez.
Okay, you guys all know that. Yeah?
you only use the first 3 inches to measure.
That's
stuff,
reaching.
huh?
And I turned the camera around and show you my cable management because that drives John's fucking nuts.
Nope. I will shut the stream off right now.
John, we're not on a stream, by the way.
Oh, I know.
I'm recording all this.
And
turn my
a
monitor
drawer full of A's stickers, and then all the stickers $1 apparently. Like, oh hey, look, failed sticker. Yeah, there you go. There's a lot more. Oh, my iPad's there.
2 hours later.
And I think that's it. That's all I can really reach at this moment.
And
on that note,
Oh, my headphones, my earbuds.
oh my God. Good to
Hashtag
see you
not
guys.
sponsored. Jabra. My mouse from Logitech. No cable management there.
I'm dying over here.
all right, guys.
Oh, these little stupid dividers from carrot cases. Because I never know what to do with these extra ones, you know?
All right,
You mean
we're gonna say bye on this one. This is just going off the rails.
Oh, and I got some baseball cards in this drawer too. Yeah, see, John's got the carrot case things. He knows what's down.
see you guys later?
See you
It's
guys
been
later.
fun. Peace.
This thing is right here too.